Hey, welcome to Caching in the Northwest. You know, this is the podcast from the birthplace of geocaching right here in the great Pacific Northwest. Now, it's Thursday, it's 7 p.m. Pacific, and I'm your lovable, if not under the weather host, Chris of the Northwest. And we're going to talk about geocaches and geocachers from here and all around the globe. So while you're fighting off that super flu, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
That's right. Sounds like even your microphone is a bit under the weather there, but you know. Not the typical dulcet tones of Chris of the Northwest. But hey, regardless, we're glad that all of yous are here. Welcome to Caching in the Northwest. And as we step into a brand new year of adventure, it's still January, and so Happy New Year officially to everybody that I haven't greeted yet. We're diving into one of the most energizing parts of geocaching, which would be Thursday night podcasting. No, setting goals and tackling challenges. So whether you're chasing your first fizzy, planning a streak, or just maybe you're just looking for fun ways to stay motivated in 2026. How did we get here already?
How did that happen?
I know. We've got ideas, we've got tools, and there's plenty of inspiration. And of course, we're thrilled to have JT Coffee here to help guide the way. Thanks for coming back, Jess.
Always glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Good to see you all.
Good to be seen, as they say. And, of course, before we can really get going here, it's time to bring in, our mysterious monkey. Some say he can predict which challenge caches will publish before the CEO even writes the description. And others say that his 2026 goals are already logged, signed, and dated. All he knows he's called a land monkey.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Trying to see if I remember how to do this podcasting thing. I haven't done this since last year.
I know. You're pretty good.
This is my second of the year. I mean, I'm so well.
You've done like twice as many as I've done this year.
Well rehearsed. Yes. I was going to say it's good to be seen. And if you're me, it's good to be obscene. So just a normal podcast night. And hey, on that topic, a quick reminder that we appreciate the support of everybody who through the last year and into this year has been supporting the podcast, and some for many years. But that's our patrons. So thank you to every one of you. And for our corporate Denali level sponsors, well, a special thanks to Landsharks, LANDSHARKZ.ca. You can order online and get your 2026 geocaching supplies in the mail already. And hey, coming up in just a few weeks, we've got Dr. Nick from Cashly. He's going to be coming on and talking about version 8.1. That's right. I can finally say with CarPlay support, I can actually say it.
You could say it
exciting.
before.
I know.
I'm loving seeing all the pictures that people are posting on Facebook. Like, whoa, look at this.
It's awesome. Fantastico. Yes. So way to go, Nick.
And I forgot to try it on my drive home tonight.
Oh, Chris.
You know what? I'll drive somewhere tomorrow.
Why don't you just go to the car now? Go test it out.
Bye.
Yeah. It still doesn't work on my Android. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, that's a different package.
Yeah, that is.
Once CarPlay's settled, then he'll start working on Android. I know.
Yeah,
I'm sure
he will.
Loves Android.
It's just this far from it.
Well, and my
Close.
15-year-old car doesn't have any display in it either. So
There you go. All right. Well, congrats, Nick, for Cashly 8.1 Pro being out there with the CarPlay support. That's amazing. And yeah, we're looking forward to Nick joining us soon in a few weeks on the podcast to answer all of your questions, except when is it coming out on Android?
yes, don't even ask that.
He really doesn't like
No.
that so many times.
He will pick up his app and go home.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, and of course, I would be remiss if I did not mention our third corporate Denali level sponsor. And that, of course, is Tourism Valemount. And I don't know if you guys follow Tourism Valemount on social medias, but can you not hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Chris did
I'm listening. Tell me more.
Oh, okay. I thought that was my audio went. So okay.
He's all ears.
Well, given the number of technical difficulties we had before getting the show started, I was sus that maybe something wasn't working there. But hey, Valemount, if you follow them on social media, if you don't, you should, because there's some awesome sledding photos and videos being posted right now. They've got the snowmobiles out there having fun. They're skiing. It is full on snow season, but soon enough, the snow will give way to the not snow, and it'll be geocaching season out in Valemount again. So whether you seek outdoor thrills or just a peaceful retreat, Valemount awaits you. So there you go. There's my off the script plugs for all of our sponsors.
Meteorological review there. Not
snow and not snow. Those are the seasons. All right. Hey, folks, if you want to know more about supporting this show, because clearly we need your support, click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website.
Thank you for that. And it's time for the glow. Now, some may ask, what is a glow?
I'll take pity on you. What is a glow?
I'm just looking for a pity. What is a glow? Yeah.
Got one in the chat.
Oh, good. What is a glow? Glow is the geocaching log of the week. So whether you read it or whether you wrote it, we want to hear about it because great logs simply make geocaching better. Send an email or a recording to feedback@cachingnw.com. You can call into 253-693-TFTC and show us just how you glow. And before we get to that glow, remember, I'm going to put in the hashtags now so you guys can start working on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see if I can do this with my voice. Use the hashtag goals to ask anything in the chat of JT Coffee, and we'll pose any question you put in there. No, we won't. We'll be nice. And of course, you can use hashtag FATAS to bring up anything in the after show.
Nice.
There you go. Now, we have a very special glow tonight. Okay. We ask people to send in glows, right? Either call in, use your fancy smartphone and record, or if you happen to be a guest on the podcast, you can read a glow that you've received right here on the show. So JT Coffee, would you read us a glow that you received? Was it just today you received it?
It was today, and the find was on the 6th, and then it was to one of my earth caches. So as you know, sometimes you need to go home and do some extra research or make sure that you have everything that you want before you send it in. And so I got the email today of the answers and of this log, and I was just kind of dazzled by it because it was so relatable. And I was thinking about how when you're a cache owner, some of the best parts of being a cache owner is reading the story of people who find it. And it doesn't have to be some great and grand adventure, but it can, if someone was delighted by the container, or they saw a cat when they or they went with a friend, or they tried a new thing, like it's such a delight to read people's stories. So I always encourage people to write at least a few sentences. And I got this one today, and I even shared it with my coworkers. I'm like, look at just how sweet this is. It's just so adorable. So I look forward to reading this to you. It is from my earth cache called 7 Hills of Seattle, which is at Gasworks Park in Seattle and Fremont kind of neighborhood. GCATDEZ, letters that all sound very similar to each other. And the log is from Aloha 3263. And it goes like this. Earth caches are difficult for me. I tend to get hung up on the wording and then end up going down rabbit holes looking for the right answer. I also tend to apologize for my guessing, but my efforts are heartfelt. Thankfully, this one was doable for me. As I've lived in the Pacific Northwest for years, I have stood on Kite Hill more times than I can count and spent the 4th of July watching the crowds grow in anticipation of the fireworks show. This summer, I'm anxious to watch the greatest grandbaby of all time roll down the hill just like I did, and my 3 other littles did, including his mama. Answer sent, and grateful to say that this marks my 6,000th find. Dipping TVs and answers have been sent. Thanks for the Earth Cache.
Nice.
That's
So
awesome.
sweet.
Yeah.
It is. I love being able to pass down traditions like that, right? I did this as a child. Now you get to. And my kids look at me and go, why, Dad? That's lame. But, nonetheless.
They're like, I just like it already.
Do it
But
for
yeah,
me, and I will feel better. Okay.
yeah, exactly. And it's such a sweet, I love also the intersections of like memories and looking forward and the game and the town that you're in. Because it's, if you've never been to this location, you have a pretty iconic postcard view of Seattle from there. And it's like featured in movies and everything. It's a really beautiful spot. And I love imagining her feeling like this is an accessible Earth cache for her.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that is.
Well, good job on that Earth cache. I don't know that I've done that one yet because I just haven't been to that location in a really long time.
Hold on. Let's stop the podcast. Go ahead. Go do it. We'll wait.
You can use CarPlay. Get down there.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with GSM times 2, and also that they chose it for a milestone find is a nice way to honor the CO as well. So, well deserved, Jesse, I'm sure. And congrats.
And we'll send out our very first new glow badge of 2026.
To both Aloha 3263 and to JT Coffee.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, there you go. To both of them.
Very cool.
All right. Well, I'll just have to say, JT Coffee reading her own log there just set the bar really high for 2026. So I can't ever live up to that for the rest of the year. I'll just hang it up now. You'll just have to come back every week and read the glow. All right. Well, thanks for sharing that. And CRS98 did that cache on New Year's Eve. It was a beautiful foggy view of the city.
It was very foggy on New Year's Eve here.
Yeah, very foggy view of the Twinkie. Oh, wait, no, that's different. Well, before we jump into tonight's show, and I am excited to jump into tonight's show, I see that we do have just a little bit of news here. This is from connectbridgeport.com, and it says, Bridgeport police remove pair of geocaches located in city limits due to concerns for public safety. Heavens to Murgatroyd. It says on January 6th, the city of Bridgeport, I don't know where the city of Bridgeport is. Do we know where this is?
Yeah, it's in the U.S.
Okay.
Oregon?
Let me
Oregon?
They removed 2 geocaches located within city limits. It says, while we strongly support outdoor recreation and appreciate the spirit of geocaching, these particular caches were placed approximately 40 feet above the ground, posing a significant safety risk to participants. To ensure the well-being of the geocaching community, the city has partnered with geocaching.com to have these caches removed from their database. We kindly ask all geocache creators to keep safety in mind when placing new caches. Geocaching.com provides important placement guidelines. Yes, they do. So, hey, be safe, people, and consider the safety of people looking for your caches.
So this one's interesting to me. I want to spend a few moments here.
I thought you might.
Let's unpack this, shall we?
Yeah, well, a little bit. Now, I don't have a GC code, so I don't know what was actually published with this cache, and if the terrain rating was correct or appropriate, if the attributes were correct and appropriate. Do you ask if this is in West Virginia? I don't know.
It is.
Okay, there you go.
There's many Bridgeports. I love there's many options in the chat as well. It might be a city. If it's in Washington, it might be a city as in towns. If only the CO could help us with that.
Yeah, there you go. But I'm wondering, it's just weird to me that the police got involved. So, did somebody go for this cache? And this is the thing. I don't know. Was it up under a bridge? Is it up a tree? Is it up a cliffside? I don't know. So it was, what was it? 40 feet?
40 feet
off the ground. That's all it says, right? So who knows?
Oh, there you go. Gia says.
It was West Virginia.
Yeah.
Thanks for the fact checking there.
That's right. There are some great caches in West Virginia.
There are.
Yeah. So
I'm sure.
Land Monkey, do you think it's a cache that uses an incredibly long pole? Now,
well, the thought occurred to me at first. It was oh, maybe it's a reacher, but 40 feet. Most reachers are 25 to 30.
That's up a ways, yeah.
Right.
Up 40. So I'm thinking, is it a climb? Is it what? But then it's like, okay, so, but my next thought is, how did the police get involved? Like, this is where I went in unpacking this in my head. Is like, so was there an emergency call because somebody was stuck somewhere because I went for a geocache?
Could be.
Right? And then the police are like, oh my God, I do not want to do this again. Can we just get
Yeah.
That is it. And it's the last time.
Well, while the fire department is here, can you also go over to this tree and help me out?
Get rid of that one too.
You're already out here. You can just extend the ladder up. That'd be great. Thank you.
I wonder if what the container looked like too. Like, could it have looked like something that was suspended that could have caused real damage? And someone saw it and was like, I don't know what that is, but I think someone should handle it. I don't know.
I would just like to think that there was an officer. Yeah. I would just like to think that there was an officer that was called out to look at it and said, yeah, this has got to go, but let me log it first.
Yeah. Let me quick sign it.
Yeah, let me sign that log. Okay, now you can archive it.
GSM times 2 makes a good point. Like 40 feet is tall. It's like a 4-story building. If somebody fell, it would cause it. Absolutely, it would.
Oh, definitely.
But there are plenty of climbing caches that I have done that are that height or higher that I have found and got back safely to the ground. Doesn't mean I couldn't have had an accident, but that's part of the game as well, that you take certain risks that you are willing to take. I don't know. It just seemed odd to me that the police got involved for a cache being too high up. So I was like, I really kind of want to know more about what was the backstory on this one. But anyways, I'm wasting a lot of our podcast time with Jesse talking about this cache.
Well, and I was going to say, my snarky dad joke comment is that falling up from 40 feet does not hurt.
It's the landing.
It's the landing. But
It's
the impact at the bottom, that's a whole different story. But yes. All right. Well, hey, whether the cache is 40 feet off the ground or 4 inches off the ground, be careful, be safe, and live to cache another day. And if you don't think you can reach it, then, send Land Monkey after it. That's what I do.
Know your limits or have a monkey with you.
Yeah. Ba-doom-ching. Okay. Anyway, let's jump into tonight's podcast topic, shall we?
Yes.
Officially welcome back to Jesse. We welcomed you earlier, but it is now your moment to shine. According to some monkey research, which sounds like monkey business to me, the last time you joined us was in April of 2025. No fooling.
That's
April
amazing
3rd.
to me.
I know.
What is time?
It just goes by so fast.
Time is a construct.
I kind of have a hunch. I get the feeling you might have accomplished just a couple of things since it's almost been a year now since you were here. So catch us up here. What you been doing, girl? What are some of your biggest geocaching memories from 2025?
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad to be back. I can't believe it's almost been a year. That's incredible. I've been in the chat some more times than that, but I haven't been on screen.
I have seen you there. And thank you for joining the chat. It's always great to see you there.
I love it. I am so lucky. This was such a cool last year of all these cool events that I get to go to, want to go to, have time to go to. And so I've done a lot of great trips and experiences. We got to go caching through Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden, and the Åland Islands, which is an independent little set of islands from Finland. They're their own souvenir. So if you go to Sweden and you go to Stockholm, because you might go for a very old cache there, just for some reason,
just saying,
you could take a ferry and a day trip over to the Åland Islands and pick up a new country, just, as a suggestion. And that, when I told one of the volunteer translators, actually, this plan, he's like, you're not going to the Åland Islands? It's a day trip. I'm like, oh, my gosh, I am now. And so that was lovely. And I love that area. I love that landscape. I think we put 4,000 kilometers on the rental car, just driving back and forth from Oslo through all of those caches and all of those challenges. They love challenges in that area. And there's some really hard ones that it's going to take me a while to qualify for. But I love signing them and attended a block party there, which was really fun and amazing. That Nordic breakfasts are just outstanding, and just love all of that. And it was really great to be there. I also got to do some traveling in Berlin. I got to go to a mega event in Berlin for the Earth Cache mega that was there. And also took a day trip to Poland and took a day trip to Prague. And I've never been to either of those places. So it was really interesting to see that landscape. But I've been reading some books about history, the social history of that history in that area. It's really interesting. Lost places are really big over there. And there are cachers who like focus on lost places, which are like leftover infrastructure from other points in time. So like old abandoned train stations or underground tunnels or bunkers or anything like that. And that area has a lot of those. And anytime I was last year talking to a German, I was going to Berlin. Oh, make sure you find some lost places. And there are caches hidden in these old places. And they are a little scary, but they are really, really cool. We got to find some of those. And we just got that charted email yesterday, which could be a whole podcast, but it was perfect timing of really reflecting on, like, I got to go caching in 9 countries. I attended over 300 events because of all the events that happen around Seattle. And just, I love going to events and community celebration events and block parties and just all kinds of events being held. And I hid over 50 caches, just a really busy, abundant year, which was so cool.
That's 300. That's like almost an event a day.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's what you get for working up at HQ, where they have an event a day from all the geocachers coming through.
It's honestly such a fun way to celebrate someone coming, because the energy of like, I'm finally here is celebrated practically every day. It's so great.
That's cool. And 50 hides.
Yeah.
Way to go in contributing to the game board.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's amazing that you could find space for 50 hides in Washington.
Right. Yeah.
That's true. Some of them are pretty remote. But like I had some up kind of by a up on the hills in Snoqualmie Pass, and so there's lots of space up there. It was a Taylor Swift series.
Oh yes.
Oh, I recall. Yeah, that being out around the Ape event, right? That was
right. Yeah.
Fun. Very fun. Well, hey, let's not spoil too much about the charted email, because we will talk about that. And next week, Mr. Numbers, Limax, or not next, a couple of weeks from now, Limax will be on the show to talk about some numbers as well. But in the meantime, Jesse, every time you're on, we just love to talk about challenges, of course, and plans for the year and how to plan for it. And we're definitely going to talk about that. But I thought I'd try something a little bit different, because as our audience for the podcast has been growing, we've been getting a lot of folks who are a little bit newer to the game. And I thought what might be kind of fun is if somebody is newer to the game of geocaching, or perhaps they've been geocaching for a while, but they've never really got into the challenge caching. How would you describe that part of the game, aside from fun?
So great.
How would you describe that part of the game, like challenge caching or finding challenges? How does that work?
Yeah. I was thinking about this because there was an event I attended over the summer who was a cacher. A cacher was there, attended some events, found some caches, and I explained challenges from zero. I don't know if I did a great job, but I realized like I don't do that very often, because the people who I often talk to are just very much in the lingo and of knowing what challenges are, either through my job or just through the kind of cachers who I cache with. So it was a really interesting moment of like, oh, how do I start from zero about this? And I started with the concept that these are caches that you can find and sign in celebration of doing something else, and within geocaching. And so each one has a task, and as soon as you do it, you can find this cache as somewhat of a badge or a ta-da, I did the thing. And instead of being a digital achievement like a sticker or a badge, it is another cache that you can now go find. It hasn't unlocked per se, but you can only log it once you do that. And then this person was kind of interested. And as I started, I've talked about challenges before, and you can talk about what types of tasks. You can then talk about how you can sign the log first if you want to, but you don't have to. And then there's a site that will keep track of it for you so that when you accomplish it, you can. But at that point, you really have to watch their eyes and make sure they're not like glazing over, because that's
Right.
that's going from challenges 101 to challenges 301 and 401. And it's like, it's really just the idea of that there are some challenges. In the lingo, we call it, an additional logging requirement of this other task. But if you remove that and you think about it, is truly just a cache that celebrates other things about geocaching. And then once you do those things, you can log that other cache as found.
Which may lead you to completing another challenge about the number of challenges you've completed.
And then you're hooked.
It's so meta. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wet Coaster says challenge caches are very rewarding and frustrating, sometimes at the same time.
Yeah, sometimes same. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I like Gia sometimes too. It's not just that their eyes are glazing over; it's make sure they're not closing or rolling upwards as well.
Whoa.
Okay, lady, enough.
Yeah. And this new cacher, in this moment I was having, he's like, they're real caches. I'm like, oh yes, they feel like a traditional cache. They're often right there. There's a log, you sign them, you put them back. They're hidden in lots of different ways. Like, it feels like a cache, but before you can log them online, you have to do the thing that it says it wants you to do in the description. And sometimes it's easy, and sometimes it takes a long, long time. And that's the fun of it.
Yeah, as I say, that's a good, important detail to make sure that you clarify that, because I get it, right? Like, as a webcam or a virtual and an earth cache, they're very different than a traditional cache. A mystery or a where I go, and sometimes letterbox hybrid aren't at the given coordinates. So I can see how the thinking might be, okay, well, hold on. So how is this different? So yeah, no, that's a really good way to explain it. Good job.
And Jesse, for that new cacher, it is proper geocaching etiquette to sign the physical log before you've completed the entire challenge. And then once you've completed that challenge, go ahead and then log it online.
Yeah. Yes, you can do that. Jay, I feel like I remember, and like long ago, you said you don't like doing that. Am I remembering that correctly?
We don't like doing that. We like to find challenges that we qualify for. So Laura spends a lot of time researching. I was thinking of trying to talk her into joining us tonight, because I thought we just the three guys could step back and just let Laura and Jesse have the podcast tonight.
I would watch that.
Sorry?
I would watch that.
I would watch that.
Who runs the world?
But yeah, so Laura does a lot of the legwork in doing the research for it and finding and so we're always, and I'm sure you're going to talk about this too, Jesse, but we're always working on something, right? There's always like 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 challenges that are in flight. And it's because Laura has identified, like, okay, so we've got a trip planned, and when we travel there, this is the challenge alley. Now, we also have an advantage that we've been caching for a number of years, and we have quite a number of finds. So there's a lot of stuff that we already qualify for, which helps. But yeah, for a new cacher, and I think back to the original question, right? For a new cacher, it's greenfield, right? Like, challenge caches can be very intimidating for a new cacher.
Yeah. How am I supposed to find 50 where I goes? That sounds impossible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you can, it's kind of a cultural agreement where you can sign a paper log and then write a note. And then in the olden days, you would have to make a list or come back to it when you qualified for it. And I'm sure there's people who do that now. There are tools like Project GC that will track it for you so that you can go back and see all the ones that you've written notes for. And then when you qualify, it will alert you to this. And so that you can go back and be like, good news, now I qualify.
Maybe you could keep them in a notebook.
You could. Yes, indeed. There are some that I work on that you have to really keep track of in pages of notebooks, for sure.
So, Jesse, what advice would you give to someone who's just wanting to dip their geocaching toes into challenge caching, but isn't ready to create their own notebook yet? Maybe someone who's just a few caches away from their first fizzy find, first fizzy grid.
That's a great place to start. And it's one of the, on the web and on the app, on the geocaching app and on geocaching.com, premium members can filter by all sorts of cache features. And you can use tools like Project GC to help you find caches, challenge caches specifically, more easily. Like you can filter just for those in certain regions. And it'll help you also use tools to figure out the stuff that you have to do in order to qualify for those challenges. Like, when I was first learning how to solve puzzles, I had 1 year where that was my goal of like, I really need a better attitude about puzzles because I just I completely ignore them. And so I'd filter puzzle caches with a nothing higher than a D2, a difficulty 2. And then I thought, okay, so those will be the easy puzzles. And then I won't even have to be distracted and frustrated by the difficult ones. I could just focus on the ones that are kind of in my lane. And then as I improve, I can increase my view so I don't worry about that. And you can do the same thing for challenge caches. You can sort by caches with puzzle caches, because challenges have to be a puzzle cache, the mystery cache. They have to have the challenge cache attribute, so you can search by that. And then you can have no greater than a difficulty 2 rating. And then it'll show you the challenges that you might be able to do in a weekend or in a day, or maybe you've already accomplished, which is great. And they don't take, foreign plane tickets to try to achieve. And then
That's
once you can decide if you like them. If so, you can increase what you see and then maybe go for some of those harder hitting ones.
Mm-hmm.
You can also just give yourself little side quests. And this is one of the things I actually did in COVID times. It wasn't corresponding to a challenge cache per se, but it was just, I love, if there's a box, I like to check it. And if there's a grid, I will fill it. I just like that kind of thing. And so you can decide that you're going to find more earth caches. You can decide that you want to find anything but traditional caches and just see how that feels and see how that goes. And, or you want to go for a streak for maybe not a whole year, but a certain amount of time. You might ultimately find a challenge that you then qualify for after you've done those little side quests.
Yeah.
But you can just look at your statistics or just decide a thing that you want to do. And you don't necessarily have to use a challenge cache to help. But, I find that the more I do those little quests, the more challenges I qualify for.
Well, yeah, that's a cool way of looking at it too, right? If you want to, as Chris asked, get your toes wet and I don't know, I'm looking at some of these challenge caches, they're intimidating. But as you say, Jesse, then knock the number, take a quarter of that number and just try it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. And you never know. And the goals, anything can be a goal, and it doesn't have to be appealing to anyone but you. And that's another fun thing. When you go to a lot of events, you ask people what they're working on, and they're working on all kinds of different things. Well, I really want the box and this number to all be even. All of these should be even numbers. Wonderful. Whatever sparks joy is exactly the goal that you should be doing.
Well, there's just a sea of checkboxes and grids out there. So I'll turn that question back to you. What are you working on? How do you decide which challenges out of all of the ones I'm sure you qualify for? Which ones are you going to focus on in 2026 here?
It's funny, as I say, it can be anything. You don't have to make it hard. And I'm like, I have
hold
to do them
my
all.
beer.
I do struggle with, I want to, if I have this low key, if I know about it, I'm working on it type of interest in it. Someone says something interesting, or I found a challenge that this and that and the other thing. I'm like, well, that's cool. Maybe I could work on that. And if I ultimately go by it, I'll sign in. And that just sounds really fun. And so obviously that I can't do everything at once, and that's a daily reminder. But when I really think about it, the ones that kind of bubble to the top are the ones I've been working on for a long time that really kind of just bug me, that just I keep looking at either on Project GC, or I know in my head and I keep seeing the number and it's not quite there yet. I'm like, oh, I just really got to And so those are the kind of things that are really tipping the scales for this particular year. And I just want to get it done. So I'm like, that's it, wrapping it up. Never want to look at it again. So this year, I'm 4 states away from all 50 states. And so I'd really like to get there. That is a couple plane tickets. I can do it in 2 trips, but I'd like to wrap that up. And 2 new countries. And I'd like to get my terrain average up over 1.9. Which is very obscure, but I have signed 2 challenges that require your terrain rating to be up over 1.9.
I was going to say that's not so obscure, and I maybe I've seen at least one of those challenges because I know Laura has talked about something very similar to that, if not that same thing.
Yeah, it's not 2. It's
Right?
1.9.
How hard could that be?
It's so hard because I of course do paddle caches and hikes and all kinds of things. But I attend so many events, which
Sure.
are usually a T1. That just sinks me down. And I don't want to really game my stats because I could in theory, and it has been tempting for sure. I've considered it. I don't mean to be all high and
I'm just
mighty, but
going
I
to walk past these ones so that
right. Or I hold them in my drafts. I'm just going to not log that event for just a year.
Yeah, see, you said one of your goals, and I apologize, maybe you forgot to say it, but it's definitely in the notes here. 2 new countries.
Yeah.
Have you picked out which countries those will be?
Not wholly yet. I haven't cached in Portugal and Spain. Those are the ones that are rising to the top. And I think that sounds really fun to do. And that sounds like a great trip to do. And then of course you're nearby a bunch of other countries when you do that, and you can just kind of pop over there and then you're gone for 3 weeks. So I am kind of percolating on that particular road trip, but I often have a goal of 2 new countries because it feels achievable, but it not hugely grandiose. And there's just so many places that I haven't been. And so I like to keep that kind of as a lofty goal on my list.
Very cool. Very cool. You mentioned you've got 4 states to go yet. Are you willing to share which states those are?
Oh, yes. Oklahoma.
Okay.
And
Really? That surprises me. I would have thought if you'd been to Texas, you would have just run up for that.
But I've been to Southern Texas.
I was gonna say, do you know how big Texas is?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
big.
it's just, of course, it's real big. And then I thought, okay, well, if I'm going to do a Texas county challenge, well, then I could just pop up over there. And then, well, I haven't done Northern Texas yet. And then, of course, there's always well, I could just wait until I do the Texas challenge and then pop over into Oklahoma and knock it out. Or I could spend a weekend and do like Oklahoma City and get the oldest and get a bunch of challenges and the, assorted geo tours and other things that I want to check off. And then I have gotten everything checked off in Oklahoma. And yeah.
And then you never have to return.
Then it becomes, flyover state, unless there's some sort of big event there or something, which there has been. And I missed it when it was there. Delaware, the first state, I was considering making that my last state because it was the first state. And then the Carolinas. I have been to the Carolinas, but I have not found a cache there. And, anything on the East Coast, you can just kind of do that in one trip. And if I was really ambitious, I could do all of that in one trip if I really wanted to. But yeah, those are the leftovers. And it's the painful map. When you look at Oklahoma, just not colored in and everything else around it is, it's just, Delaware is small enough. It doesn't bother me as much as Oklahoma does.
New Mexico was that way for us for a very long time, and it drove us nuts because it's one of those states that, given the way we were traveling, the places we were going, it wasn't close enough until we did two years ago, the Geo Woodstock in Arizona. And then it was like, okay, we were out with some friends. We're like, okay, we're doing a road trip. We're going to Arizona, or we're going to New Mexico. We're getting this state.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Did you?
Well, I have geocached in Oklahoma. I've never been to Delaware or the Carolinas, so I'll have to do that someday. But maybe somebody's closer to home here in the Northwest. What is a fun Washington State challenge to do?
Yeah, because some of those are really far and big. And there are some really fun Washington State challenges to work on if you are looking into I don't want to go to Oklahoma, or I don't want to major travels. But,
I do, but I just can't get there this year,
Right. But it's like, I really like, even in COVID times, I really focused like, what are some cool challenges in Washington State that
Sure.
I haven't done yet? Let's look at those. And I encourage anybody to put their own challenges in the chat. I have some, but if you have one that you want to really highlight, like the more the better. There is, I have a deep love for the Cities and Towns Challenge. And I believe Cliff is still here in the chat, but that is such a fun way. It's an older challenge. It couldn't be published in this day and age, but you must find 120 caches in 120 specific places in Washington State. And it really shows you the state and not just the big places. And it's such a neat place because there's some places you've always wanted to go to, places you've heard of, places you've never heard of. And it's so fun. It took me years to do that. And I really had a good time doing it. There's another one called the Island Hopping Challenge, which is another old challenge. It's very place-based. It's very specific where you have to find challenges. The way it's set up is that you earn like naval ranks, I think, and checks notes, right? Naval ranks, some so. And after you qualify for it and you can claim it as a find, if you keep finding islands, you can keep moving up the ranks, which the CO keeps on the cache page. And it's not just any islands. It is specifically islands, caches on islands in Washington, which is really fun. And it encouraged me when I first got a paddleboard to like get out there and try some little teeny tiny islands in the sloughs and stuff like that. Sure. It was really fun.
Yeah, we're a commander on that one.
Oh, nice.
26 islands found.
Wow.
But that is, we love that challenge. That is a great challenge. And definitely enjoyed that. And sorry, CRS98 says, I still get a lot of people who love working on that one. It takes you to tiny places all over the state. Yeah, that is a lot of fun. Related to that, one of the ones that I enjoyed, and it's the specific locations it takes you to are kind of like, but it's the Bladder Challenge.
Yeah.
In Washington and Oregon. And it's less because of the specific locations it takes you to, but more so because in order to get those locations, you need to be doing some long road trips to really great parts of Oregon and Washington. So I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, that's so fun. And then what's neat when you really start to research what's out there, there's challenges about counties and there's challenges about old caches and there's challenges found along a hike or at a campground or at a trailhead. And just about anything is out there and you can focus on the things that you like. You don't have to do challenges for challenge sake. You can use a challenge to kind of help you filter. Like, I really want to find caches on long hikes. There's a challenge for that. It'll like find 50 caches that are on a long hike. And the way they look at that is with the attribute, because the cache owner can add those little details of like, this is a long hike. And it's subjective. So they get to decide. There's no real determination of a long hike or not. But it helps you find caches that are child-friendly. Attributes are such a great detail on a cache page, and you can use those as challenge qualifiers. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, challenges are cool. There's lots to talk about challenges here, but I have a hunch you've probably got a whole notebook or a series of notebooks that don't even mention challenges, that just have other goals. Do you have any other goals, maybe non-challenge specific goals set for 2026 that you'd be willing to share?
Yeah, there are. Yeah, challenges are great for goals because there is that nice reward of finding the cache at the end. And it's nice that like lists it all out for you. But then certainly there are so many other little, either side quests or just objectives that you want to give yourself. When I go caching, I use the app and then I log a draft and I take photos, or like I don't log in the field because I like to refer back to 30 minutes ago when I was talking about how much I love logs. I like writing nice logs too, as best as I can. And so I like to go home and write logs. That gives me a lot of homework to do, of course, especially after a long trip. And so I'm trying to not get too far behind on my drafts because I do like to stay up to date. I like my stats to be accurate. I like people to receive the emails that I found their cache relatively near to when I actually found it.
Oh, look, she found this in 2012. Okay.
go. Finally getting around to it. Oh boy. And so yeah, I want to not go any like further behind than a month. And that's I like to stay a week or two behind, but I think a month, if I have a really busy week or a busy month busy
Sure.
trip, then I can do that. And I'd also like to host more events. I used to do that a lot, and I was starting to get back into it last year. It was really fun to do. And I want to keep riding the wave from hosting. It's fun to come up with little themes or little activities or just fun, easy little get-togethers. And, thanks to the charted email, like I said, I attended over 300 events, and that's a lot. And I don't know if I can outdo that. And it was kind of the year of events in 2025, but I still love to attend events. And we live in a place where there's just so many events. People love hosting them. They love getting people together. There's so many visitors that like to host an event when they travel. And I'm so grateful for that. And I love connecting with the community in this way. And so I'd like to attend a lot of events, maybe not quite that many for next year, but I'd like to attend.
That is a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Too fun. Well, I mean, clearly you've been playing the game for a while now, and you've achieved some pretty amazing things, Jesse. You're fortunate enough, you work at Geocaching HQ. I'm curious of what things have changed in the way that you personally look at the game compared to, given that you work at HQ and that you've been caching for a long time, and compare that to like when Jesse first started, when JT Coffee first started finding geocaches, compared to now. What's changed in the way, not what's changed in the game, what's changed in the way you look at the game?
Oh yeah. Like events were just not even a thing. Weren't even on my radar when I first started thinking about that. And I mean, this whole question could be its own podcast. I think about this all the time.
Nice.
Because I do, as you have more experience in the game, it just expands and expands and expands, and your worldview expands. And then the more access to it that you get, the more that you understand. And so my goals have shifted. My perspective has shifted. It used to be enough, for example, to find one cache per state if I was going on a road trip. Not anymore. Those days are.
I want to ask a question
past.
on that specifically. Do you have like a certain number of different types per state you need to find?
As I like to find as many icons per state as I possibly can, possibly the oldest, and the counties that I'm going through. I like to find a cache there. If there's high favorites, I want to find there. It'd be great to find sizes, large, like that would be great too. If there's a webcam, for sure, like.
So no real specific goals then.
Not really anything specifically. But there was a time at which I only had one cache in Colorado and one cache in Utah and one cache in New Mexico because I had gone on a long road trip and I had bargained for one per state. And that was what I got. And I used to be okay with negotiating how much caching is on my trip. And that's not the case anymore either. So now it's easier for me to own my goals and my hobby and explore and adventure in the way that I wanted to. Like I just booked a trip to Yuma. I saw Just Finding Your Ways here. See you soon if you're going. And I'm looking forward to seeing everyone, finding a ton of caches. There's a ton of caches, challenge caches down there. I look forward to finding Gear Guru. We're going to be in the car and just finding as much as we possibly can. Working for HQ has also broadened my perspective in so many ways. I used to think that most people cached like me just because I cached with people who cached like me. And then I learned that's not the case at all. not at all. And I used to think that caching was the same anywhere you go all over the world. That's not the case. And, I understand why HQ makes the decisions that it does, especially the decisions on how we all play. And I better understand what can impact and what affects those decisions and who makes them and why. Like sometimes it's me, sometimes it's other people. And I just better understand all the inner workings and all of the layers and all of the factors and all of the things that go into it more. And it has really changed my perspective.
So could we easily summarize your goal with find all of the caches and go to all of the events?
Yeah, every single one. That's it. In summary,
because that's the
find
summary.
everything.
Yeah.
Picturing Jesse holding up a broom going, all the things.
That's right.
All the things.
Check all the boxes, fill all the grids.
And what's great about this game, I often say, is that there's room for all of that. Like, you can be this ridiculous, all the things. I want maximum darkness of the shades of colors of all of the boxes on the website. Or you can cache once a month and you're no more or less of a cacher in both of those scenarios. You can love trackables or never see them, never discover them, never think about them. Yep. And you're no more or less of a cacher. Same with events. You can go to a ton, you can go to none. It's great. There's so many angles and corners of this game, and there's room for everybody in it.
Oh, very well put. Very well put. Jesse, there's a question that's written here on the sheet. I didn't write it, and I'm a little afraid to ask it. So,
full disclosure, I wrote it because I want to hear what the answer is for Chris.
I'm curious too.
So, if you could set caching goals for the Caching in the Northwest host for 2026, what would those be?
Such a great question. And I wrote, which is funny, speaking to what we just said, that I was like, hide some caches so that I can go find them. But it is great. Hiding is so great to grow the game board, to give people who've been caching in the same area more things to find. And like we were saying in the beginning, it's so rewarding to be a cache owner because you get those sweet logs and you contribute to people's lives in a positive way. And you really see that in the great logs. And I love that. And I love thinking about that. And I love like putting what I'm into in the caches that I put out for people. And so I highly recommend hiding some caches. And also, I also like to pick a thing that makes you question whether or not you'll be able to do it. Just because if you pick goals that you know you'll be able to achieve, then of course they're goals, and of course they're fun to achieve, and it feels great to do. But pick one that you think, I don't know if I can get to that. That's pretty lofty. And then you might be able to surprise yourself in doing it.
See, I like to set goals retroactively that I've already accomplished, just so I can say, yep, did that.
You like to make the to-do list of the things you've already done so that you can write across them.
Yeah.
I do that sometimes. Just so you can be like, did that at least.
His to-do list is find challenge I've already met. Check. Yeah. Done. I'm done with my list for the year.
That's right.
Oh,
that's awesome, Jesse. So yeah, I love what you're saying though. Like if it doesn't scare you a little bit, then it's not a challenge. I mean, I guess technically it could be, but yeah, give ourselves set a bit of a lofty goal. Okay. I like it. And definitely we will hide caches for you to come and find.
Kitty Quest. Maybe this is the voice I should be talking in. Kitty Quest, set a goal and then a related stretch goal.
I like that.
Yeah. There you go. So,
let's see. We've got some goals of people who looked up their I'm trying to think of it. Project
that's Island Finders. Yeah.
Yes. We have 74 challenges we've signed but haven't completed. We enjoy having these to chip away at.
It's a lot. Yeah. I said that's a lot. And then Gia's like, hold my beer. Yeah.
Gia has 261 challenges that she's signed and slowly chipping away at.
Wow. That's only the ones she knows of. Like, think of the ones that we haven't even found yet.
Yeah.
Brian Lang says, I have 55 on my signed but not yet fulfilled list. I know a couple of them have only a right note and I didn't visit. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So he hasn't signed the log yet. It's just
right.
Like
there's that whole other school of thought where you find a challenge, because the Project GC will look at your write note log, you could write a note on a cache you haven't found or haven't signed, and then it will make that queue of caches for you. And some people do that. Like when I publish have a challenge cache published, some people immediately come in as soon as it's published. Ooh, I qualify. Ooh, I'll have to add this to my list or something like that. And it's write notes, which is totally fine. It's just a way of organizing your life.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gia is, oh, no, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I was going with Wet Coaster. According to Project GC, how many challenge caches have you signed, but not fulfilled? I think this has started the whole streak.
Yeah.
Wet Coaster is on 44 to work on.
There you go. Very cool. And I was going to say, Gia had set a goal of getting back to Vancouver Island, which is a great goal. It's an amazing place. If you love challenge caching, Southern Vancouver Island has a plethora of challenges, but even just a variety of different geocaching experiences. Vancouver Island's a great place to explore.
Oh, totally.
Here, Wits End, you can read this one.
Oh, let's see. I have to find that one real quick. Our Island Finders personal challenge: increase our 366 date calendar by 2 caches every year. Right now we have at least 24 caches on each day, and now we're working on increasing to 26. And of course, you can only really do that every 4 years, right? I guess you have to find 8 caches on the 29th of February to do per year.
To cover the next week.
Yeah.
I have the same goal. That didn't make my hot list, but that's when when you look at your calendar, they are on the website. They're different colors of green, and they turn a darker shade at 26. And I would like them to all be that color.
Is that the darkest shade, 26 and on up from there? Or
oh, that's a great question. I don't think that it is.
Okay.
But it's just the next one.
Okay.
And I like the idea. It's the 26th year of caching. So
it is a threshold at least. Yeah. Okay.
Very cool.
There you go, Land Monkey.
Yeah. Wet Coaster says a quick look at the province of Ontario here in Canada. Quick search shows over 2,000 caches with challenge in the name. I'm sure there's probably more because there's probably ones that have the challenge attribute, but maybe don't have the word challenge in the name.
Yeah.
I think that's, maybe
both.
Yeah. Maybe Jesse, just the last thing we can, because we're at time, but Wet Coaster brings up an interesting point that I'd like your thoughts on. Like, how do you search for challenge caches? What criteria do you use if you're planning a trip somewhere to see what the challenge caches in that area are?
I have to do a couple different searches. So it's kind of a little bit of challenge lore. In 2016, all the rules changed to make it a little bit easier to find challenge caches because it was just the wild west of all different challenge caches. And there we kind of like, okay, we HQ, not me at the time, but took a year pause, organized some of the guidelines, and now we have what we have for what's publishable. There are challenges that are on the map that were before that time. So they don't adhere to the current rules, which can be a little bit confusing if you're starting in today. And challenge caches published after 2016, they must have the English word challenge in the title. They must be a puzzle cache type, and they must have the challenge attribute. And so if you search for the challenge attribute, that's a pretty good way of checking. If you want to find, someone I know really likes to find old challenges. And so sometimes they don't have the challenge attribute. So sometimes you just search for puzzle caches with a high DT because they might be an old challenge.
Wow.
Or they might have challenge in the title. Sometimes they most often do, but they don't necessarily. And then there are sometimes caches that say challenge in the title, but they're not challenges. So you have to kind of discern your way through. And Project GC does really help with that. You can ask for it to show you just a challenge map of a state or a county or a province or a region or whatever. And that's pretty accurate because they have people that will go in and find the old ones and the new ones and organize them for you.
Nice. Great. Good tips. And I thought maybe that would be a good way for us to kind of wrap up the main body of the podcast, is to give that pro tip from you and Gia on how to do that research for when people are planning their trips. That's awesome.
Well, and I know we're kind of done, but just Kitty Quest said, did the challenge attribute get retroactively assigned to all older challenges? And I'm guessing no by what you've just said. But my question in total ignorance is, can a CO go back and change the attributes of an existing cache?
Yeah, sure can.
Okay, so they could go back and add that if they wanted to.
And I wasn't at HQ at the time, so there might have been like a one-time only. Like I know when the power trail, thank you, attribute was added, there was a one-time offer of like, if you send us your list of your power trail, we will add it for you.
Oh, nice.
And so we might have done that same thing in Challenge Land. I don't know. I wasn't there at the time, but yeah, a cache owner can go back and edit a cache page and add appropriate attributes after the fact.
Okay.
Very
And by the way, different topic, GSM times 2 says 100 gets darker too.
That darker shade. Yeah. And then the boxes expand a little bit at 100.
Yeah, out of necessity, right? Yeah. I may never know that, but I believe you.
You
Never
do
know.
now.
Make a goal that scares you a little bit.
Oh, I might. That's true.
You only have to find 100 of one score. So like, a 1515 should be easy.
Oh, this is your calendar date too.
This is
Your
calendar,
fizzy.
so you have to
and
do it in
your-
a day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
No problem.
Yeah.
You got this, Jim.
Hey, Jesse, thank you so much for joining us this evening. And folks, thank you for tuning in. We really hoped you enjoyed this episode of Caching in the Northwest.
Absolutely. We want to take a moment here at the tail end to thank Landsharks, Cashly, and Tourism Valemount, our corporate Denali level sponsors. Landsharks.ca is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Cashly is the geocaching app for iOS with CarPlay. And whether you're seeking outdoor thrills or just a peaceful retreat, Valemount awaits you. And we also want to thank our other Denali level supporters, and that would be Cool Cow Cachers, Hawaiian Maile, and Alondro. So, folks, if you want to know more about supporting this here show, click the Patreon link on the cachingw.com website.
That's right. Just like Wet Coaster did.
I double checked this. Yes. And what's the chance? I get Ellen. 3 out of 4 weeks, I'm going to get Ellen.
I think it's more like 9 out of 10 weeks you get out. But that's awesome. Japow, or Just Finding Our Way.
65 cents the Twinkie, or CRS 98.
Log work.
Pete, Jeff Washington.
The Caching Cants.
BC Rock Crawler.
Sprouter.
Lost Ken.
Team Noltex.
Butterfly Girl.
Gundark 2000.
M-Nerve.
Boomer 365.
J-Car.
Dora Moore.
NW Cats.
Geo Karen.
Gas Station Tuna.
Genies.
Special thanks to JT Coffee.
And GeoBirder.
Our favorite kitchen appliance, the LG 9000.
Look at me. I also get to thank geocaches.
Oh, you get all the cool ones tonight.
They're all cool.
They're
Hey.
all cool, like green words.
And Ackerdock. Ackerdock is very cool in Alaska.
Cold, actually. Frozen.
Yeah.
He's chill.
How about Kid Vegas 19?
How about you, Dak?
Kitty Quest.
GSM times 2.
Korsgat.
Alondro.
Flagman.
Limax.
Skyhawker.
Subway Mark.
Just Carlo, the Canadian geocacher.
Yes. Mountain bike.
Railroad.
Terrible tease.
Pete Pendragon.
JR and Juju, new patron. Thank you.
Keats, 94.
Seabeck Tribe.
The Camp Clan.
You talks to rocks.
And talking about island hopping, Whidbey Island Gal.
That's right. And talking about Glow Log Reader Extraordinaire, JT Coffee, thank you for joining us tonight. If people want to get in contact with you, how's the best way to do that?
Oh, great question. Message center and geocaching.com is probably the fastest way to get a hold of me. And so I highly encourage that. My username's right here on my little window, JT Coffee. And I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. You can find me there too.
Awesome.
Let me say to Francis before we go farther, we are live, Francis. Surprise. Folks, thanks for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Your support helps keep the quality of shows coming. If you like the show, please click the Patreon link on the cashingnw.com website. Better yet, share ideas for things we can talk about. If you like the vibe, please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a review. If you were in a restaurant, you would tip. If you were in a live audience, you would clap. But since you're on a podcast, leave us a free, fast, fabulous, fantastic 5-star review. Slow down a little bit there, but I got it. Call into 253-693-TFTC and leave us a comment, ask a question, or join us in a hot toddy at a ski resort any time of the day or night. Of course, you can email us at feedback@cashingnw.com. Also, join us every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific for a live show and chat. This show is produced by Chris Umfenauer, Jim Paulwitz, Jay Kennedy, and Brian Lang. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2026 by Chris Umfenauer. And I won't have the sound. There you go.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
We'll throw that in there. We're still having some technical difficulties, so we're pinch hitting for Chris.
You know what's funny is I was reading the credits and my Stream Deck just popped up.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
oh, now I can do everything that I needed to do at the start of the show, which is too late.
Always reboot your computer 2 hours prior to showtime, so it has time to catch up.
That's right. Yeah, always a BIOS upgrade half an hour before the podcast.
Yeah.
Right? That's always a good one.
No, never.
Yeah.
No updates before showtime.
Yeah. Well, you know, on that note, what's hilarious is I am like probably 8 revisions back on OBS, because I never open OBS unless it's like I'm opening it to do the podcast, and I open it. It's like, oh, you need to do an update. I'm not doing an update now.
It's like, nope.
I'm the same way. OBS works fine. I'm not updating it.
Right?
Nope, right on out of there.
Yes, I do Windows updates to keep it secure, but no. In case you wanted to know, we use StreamYard to host our show, and over the year 2025, they did 50 updates to StreamYard.
Almost one a week.
Yeah.
There was innovations.
I didn't realize there's that many updates. Yeah, it is a lot of innovations. I didn't realize that was that many updates. I definitely knew that like every few episodes, something would move.
Exactly. Where is that now?
It's like Teams. It's like Microsoft 365. It's like, really?
Oh, right. Wet Coaster says maybe by episode 700, all the technical issues will be worked out. Nope.
Nope.
I work in IT. The technical issues will never be worked out.
Nope. Yep. That'll just be new.
That's a better way for it.
I'll be impressed if we're still doing this in 1,000 episodes.
Whoa.
We're halfway there.
I was gonna say
More than
that's
halfway. Come on.
Stretch goals, right? Jesse
No.
said
stretch goals.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's only like episode 8 in binary, right?
Yeah.
Halfway there. Living on a
So
prayer.
in Jim's parlance, we've already done it.
There you go.
It's that to-do list. You just figure out a way to make it done.
Too funny. Hey, since we're in the hashtag FATAS, the after show, just a FATAS from me. New video coming out tomorrow morning. And if you're looking at somewhere cool to go and some challenging caches and locations to go after, my episode is Wild Newfoundland, and we're going to take you to some of the really out there cool places in Eastern Newfoundland we went to. So if Newfoundland is on your bucket list, if it's somewhere you're thinking about, we got some pro tips for you.
There you go. And you know what? We've got great listeners. Thank you for your feedback. I lost it here. Here we go. Fear the Tubas say, I just want to say how much I'm enjoying this show. Jesse, you are so fun and dynamic. Great guest.
Oh, thanks. I'm enjoying the show too.
And we're just here.
That's right. We just showed up.
Happy birthday to Seebeck Tribe.
That's right.
Yeah, there's all kinds of birthdays.
And Elvis.
Yeah. And David Bowie, and Stephen Hawking.
And Wits End.
Oh, yeah. Him too.
And him too.
Thank you.
Those classic January birthdays when everyone's like, we are done with the celebrating. Can we just no.
Most people are. Combination gifts are common.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll share. My wife has a birthday 2 days after Christmas. Combination gifts are not allowed.
No.
Birthday gifts wrapped in Christmas paper are not allowed.
No, it's separate things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't know there were that many rules to birthdays. Yes, there are.
It just makes you want to find somebody with a July birthday, break a CD in half and hand half of them in July and see, I'll give you the other half at Christmas.
Oh yeah, how nice.
That would be hilarious to give birthday and birthday gifts.
Just so you know, this is a combination gift. Yeah.
Some assembly required.
Yeah.
I do know there's somebody listening to the podcast tonight who has a birthday on the 4th of July.
So
there you go. I'm not going to say who. They're going to have to. Jesse's birthday's coming up. Well, happy birthday, Jesse.
Well, thanks.
Another fellow January birthday.
Indeed.
Well, happy birthday.
Mine's next week.
Heather just had a birthday on the 3rd.
Well,
wow. Just
lots of January
hey,
babies.
January is awesome.
What do they say? If you get 20 people in a room, there's almost 100% chance somebody's going to have the same
Pretty
date.
close, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There is some
birth.
sort of cool fact about
Yeah.
that. There's only so many days, I suppose.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. Well,
Wow.
Alondro says, my mom just had her 94th birthday on Christmas
There you
Eve.
go.
Wow, 94. That's awesome.
I'm not quite that old today.
Hey, I was just this one's a throwback into the show topics.
Mhm.
CRS98 says heading to Sweden with his wife's sister and brother-in-law at the beginning of June, trying to talk them all into going to Åland on the ferry.
Oh my gosh. And the ferries are like cruise ships. It's similar to like Canadian ferries. Like there are bars and restaurants and there are shopping, there's duty-free stuff, and there are people who choose to take the ferry there and back as their daily activity. And they brought all these like suitcases for all the duty-free stuff, and there was like dancing. It was just like, wow, what an affair here. We're just
Awesome.
like here from the middle of nowhere, but it was like that was the plan, was to take the ferry because it's so fun. They have their own postmark for anybody who likes mail. They have they will postmark postcards on the ship. Nice. And they have post boxes and postcards there available to you, which is really fun for people who like collecting unusual postmarks.
So if it's being postmarked on the ship, where is it from?
I think the Åland Islands, technically.
It is, okay.
I actually didn't confirm that. We did send some from the ship and from the Åland Islands, but yeah, the Åland Islands are just adorable. And great.
Jesse, I got to say, we ended up in a previous episode recently talking about the International Postcard Day and the postmark. Is that the site?
Post crossing.
Post crossing.
Thank you. And so I did look into that, and I've signed up for that. I'm going to try. Oh. I said that was so. My challenge to myself this year was to try a little bit of that, and then just at least send a few and give it a try.
So fun. And the amount of overlap, because I do that too, and the amount of overlap who people when they list their hobbies, they're like, gardening and geocaching, and I'm like, oh, and then you can get geocaching postcards, you can write them all these like, oh my gosh, I do this too, check out this is my caches over here, and it's so fun. It's really great.
That's cool. Fun.
So much fun, folks.
Any other FATASs here, Chris? Or we?
I don't think so.
Here's one more from Kitty Quest, talking about Vancouver Island and maybe an inspiration for Jesse and Gia, who said that she wants to get back to Vancouver Island.
Vancouver
Hag, the Hide and Go Hide and Go Find event, is coming to Vancouver Island starting February 7th, and that's when all the new caches get published. Well, that's not the only time new caches get published. It's when a lot of new caches. There's only one day a year. So.
We just hold them. No, I found a lot of hag caches, but I've never come for the event. And speaking of deep dives on the internet, if you go, there was a blog post written several years ago about hag, if you are curious, from it on the HQ blog. And it's such a cool idea to refresh the game board and to get people excited. And when the days are starting to get just a teensy bit longer, and it's so fun.
That's cool.
Now, is Vancouver Island one of the islands you need to find for that island hopping challenge?
Oh, I don't think so.
It should be, since it's south of the 49th parallel, but it's not.
That is a fun, right? I think it's the Washington State Island
It's
Hopping
Washington State
Challenge.
Island.
Okay.
Yeah, so even the ones in the Columbia that are on the Washington-Oregon border that are technically Oregon don't count either.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Well, one more FTAS from Heather. I'm currently in Everett. Tomorrow I'm going to go to the stadium in Seattle and find some geocaching and adventure labs. Now's
The
probably
stadium.
a good time, right? No football, no baseball. Should be pretty empty there in downtown.
Yeah. Yeah, it's by
That's
week.
a great plan.
Cool.
Have fun. Enjoy.
Well, until next week, folks, get out and get caching in the Northwest.